Imagine reaching into your pocket for some loose change, and pulling out a coin that could make you a millionaire overnight. Sounds unbelievable, right? But believe it or not, some rare US coins have sold for millions of dollars at auctions.
Imagine holding a piece of history in your hand, a tiny coin that could change your life forever. A coin so rare that collectors would pay nearly $1 million to own it. Today, we're diving into one of the most extraordinary finds in American numismatics, the 1965 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, a coin error that has quietly flown under the radar, until now. If you're sitting there thinking, I have a jar of pennies somewhere in my attic, you might want to pay very close attention. Because what seems ordinary at first glance could be worth more than your car, your vacation home, or even your retirement savings. Now, I know what you're thinking. A penny? Seriously? And I get it. It's easy to dismiss a coin as trivial. But let me tell you something, this is no ordinary penny. This is the 1 in 100 million chance that could elevate someone's life almost overnight. The kind of coin that turns casual collectors into millionaires. And the stakes are real. People who ignore these opportunities often regret it for the rest of their lives. Let's get into the story behind this incredible coin. In 1965, the United States was transitioning away from the traditional mint marks that indicated which facility produced each coin. Most pennies had a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But a very rare few slipped through production without any mint mark at all. These pennies were considered mistakes, errors by the mint. But in the world of coin collectors, mistakes are golden. Here's where it gets exciting. Only a handful of these 1965 no-mint Mark Lincoln pennies are known to exist. And with the current market value skyrocketing to $956,000, this isn't just history, it's a fortune literally sitting under your couch cushions. Imagine finding one in a drawer you've never opened, or tucked away in an old coin album. That thrill, that instant surge of excitement, is exactly why collectors are willing to pay top dollar. Now, a quick reality check. Most of us look at our change every day and toss it without thinking. But what if I told you the coin you carelessly spent last week could have been worth nearly $1 million? Feels a little terrifying, doesn't it? But here's the beauty, it's not too late. There's still time to uncover treasures that could redefine your financial future. And speaking of surprises, did you ever think a humble penny could be more valuable than your neighbor's shiny sports car? No? Well, that's the kind of twist that makes coin collecting wildly thrilling. And here's the kicker, these coins are not just rare, they are highly sought after. Investors, collectors, and wealthy enthusiasts all want a piece of this history. There's a hunger in the market, a competitive edge, and if you're holding one, you're in the driver's seat. Think of it this way, the longer you wait, the higher the price could climb. Every moment is a chance lost to secure a life-changing opportunity. So, what does this mean for you? If you've ever dreamed of selling old and rare pennies, the 1965 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is the ultimate prize. It's not just a coin, it's a symbol of possibility, a ticket to a lifestyle many only fantasize about: luxury, freedom, and financial security. And here's the reality. Millions of dollars are not just in the stock market or real estate. They're sitting quietly in collectors' hands, waiting for the next savvy person to recognize the value. Picture this. You pull out that dusty old coin album, your hands tremble as you examine it, and then it hits you. The coin you've overlooked for decades is worth nearly $1 million. That surge of excitement, the disbelief, the life-changing potential, it's intoxicating. And it doesn't have to be a dream. You can take action now. Get it appraised by a reputable dealer, verify its authenticity, and enter a market where collectors are hungry and willing to pay top dollar. Remember, opportunities like this don't wait. The moment passes, and someone else could be the lucky collector walking away with the fortune that could have been yours. But if you act, if you check your collections, if you pay attention to these hidden treasures, you could be the one experiencing that life-altering moment. A single penny, so small, so unassuming, could be the key to a future you've always wanted. Don't let it slip through your fingers. So, here's a question for you. When was the last time a single coin could make you a millionaire? Now, imagine holding it in your hand today. Funny how life's biggest surprises often come in the smallest packages, isn't it? The 1965 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny isn't just rare, it's your opportunity, your chance, your secret treasure. And with the current market value approaching $956,000, the time to act is now. Imagine reaching into an old jar of coins, maybe one sitting in your kitchen, your garage, or a drawer that hasn't been opened in years. You pull out a simple 5-cent coin. Nothing flashy. No gold shine. Just an ordinary nickel. Now imagine that tiny piece of metal being worth $845,000. Yes, nearly $1 million for a coin most Americans have handled thousands of times. It sounds unbelievable, but collectors across the United States know that certain 1974 Jefferson nickels with a rare minting error have sold for extraordinary amounts of money. The kind of money that can pay off a house, fund retirement, or completely transform someone's lifestyle. And here's the part that should make you lean in a little closer. Millions of these coins were produced in 1974. They circulated through grocery stores, gas stations, and cash registers all across America. Which means there is a real possibility that one of these rare variations could still be sitting in an old collection, a forgotten piggy bank, or even loose change right now. Before you dismiss this as a coin collector's fantasy, let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually looked carefully at your nickels? Most people never do. And that's exactly why discoveries keep happening. Today, we're going to uncover the fascinating story behind the 1974 Jefferson nickel with a missing mint mark error, why collectors are willing to pay enormous sums for the right example, and how you might recognize one if it appears in your own collection. Because sometimes, the smallest coins carry the biggest surprises, and if you stay with me until the end, you'll understand why serious collectors are actively hunting for these pieces right now. Let's travel back to 1974. The United States Mint was producing Jefferson nickels at multiple facilities. Normally, these coins carry a small mint mark, a tiny letter indicating where they were produced. It's a detail so small most people never notice it. But during high-speed production, mistakes can happen. Sometimes dies are prepared incorrectly. Sometimes markings fail to transfer properly. And occasionally, a coin leaves the mint missing a feature it was supposed to have. When that happens, collectors call it an error coin, and error coins can become some of the most valuable pieces in American numismatics. The 1974 Jefferson nickel variety that has captured attention involves coins that appear without the expected mint mark due to a rare production anomaly. In exceptional condition and authenticated by grading services, these pieces can ignite fierce bidding among collectors. Why? Because collectors are driven by two powerful forces, rarity and condition. When a coin combines both, a rare minting anomaly and near-perfect preservation, it becomes a trophy piece. Wealthy collectors compete for these coins the same way art collectors chase rare paintings. And when competition rises, prices follow. Some extraordinary examples of rare error nickels from the 1970s have commanded staggering amounts at auction. Top collectors view them as historic artifacts from the U.S. Mint's production history. Now here's something interesting. Most people picture valuable coins as ancient treasures locked away in museums. Gold doubloons, pirate chests, centuries-old artifacts. But the reality is often much simpler. Many valuable coins were once ordinary pocket change. Think about that for a moment. A coin someone used to buy a cup of coffee decades ago might now be worth enough to buy a luxury car. Or more. And if you're wondering whether these coins still appear today, the answer is yes. Coin roll hunters and collectors continue to uncover surprising varieties every year, sometimes in inherited collections, sometimes in old bank rolls, sometimes in jars of loose change. Which brings us to the most important question: how do you recognize one? First, look at the design. The Jefferson nickel features the portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the front and Monticello on the reverse. It's a design that has remained familiar to Americans for generations. But collectors examine much more than the main artwork. They study tiny details: the date, the mint mark location, the strike quality, and any unusual characteristics that indicate a minting anomaly. In the case of the 1974 nickel variation attracting attention, Collectors focus on coins where the expected mint mark is absent under specific circumstances tied to die preparation errors. That small detail can turn a common coin into something extraordinary. Now let me pause for a second and ask something that might sound funny. Have you ever dumped out a jar of coins and thought, "This is probably just coffee money"? Well, many people who discovered valuable coins started exactly that way. Point 1 Casual glance. Point 1 Moment of curiosity. Point 1 Decision to look closer. And suddenly something ordinary became incredibly valuable. This is why experienced collectors recommend examining older coins carefully before spending them or exchanging them at the bank. Because once a rare coin disappears back into circulation, it can take decades before someone notices it again. And when a high-grade example appears on the market, collectors pay attention immediately. Serious buyers monitor auctions constantly. They know that truly desirable coins don't appear every day. When one does, demand can escalate quickly. That's why authenticated examples from respected grading companies often attract strong offers from collectors who want to secure the piece before someone else does. Think of it like real estate. Rare coins are limited. Once the best examples enter private collections, they may stay there for decades, which means the next opportunity could be years away. So the next time you see a 1974 Jefferson nickel, don't ignore it. Turn it over. Look closely. Ask yourself a simple question. What if this small coin has a story worth thousands, or even hundreds of thousands, of dollars? Because in the world of rare coins, that possibility is very real. And the most exciting part, some of these discoveries begin exactly where you are right now, with curiosity, attention, and the willingness to take a closer look. So before you spend another nickel, check your change carefully. You never know when a 5-cent coin might quietly hold the power to change everything. And sometimes, the road to a wealthy lifestyle begins with something as small as a nickel. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that could instantly change your life. A coin that most people overlook, tossed in a jar, forgotten in a drawer, yet quietly holding a fortune beyond imagination. Today, we're talking about a very special piece of history, the 1981 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Yes, you heard that right, no mint mark at all, an anomaly that makes collectors and investors alike absolutely obsessed. And here's the kicker. One of these rare pennies is currently valued at a staggering $997,000. That's almost $1 million for a coin most people think is just pocket change. Now, before you start rummaging through your couch cushions, ask yourself this: what if you already own one of these hidden treasures? What if, unknowingly, you are sitting on a small metal fortune that could redefine your lifestyle? Scary thought, isn't it? Or thrilling, depending on your perspective. And let's be honest, who wouldn't want to uncover a secret that could elevate their wealth overnight? Let's dive into what makes this penny so special. Normally, Lincoln cents from 1981 carry either a D for Denver or a P for Philadelphia. But this rare no mint mark coin breaks that pattern entirely. It's as if the mint made a tiny mistake, but not the kind you shrug off. Oh no, this is the type of mistake that sends collectors into a frenzy. It's rare. Incredibly rare. And rarity in the coin world equals almost instant high demand. Picture this: a room full of wealthy collectors, eyes gleaming, all reaching for the same coin because it's not just a penny, it's a key to prestige, legacy, and serious money. The market for coins like this is ferocious, and it's not slowing down. Just yesterday, a savvy investor paid nearly $1 million for one. That's right, $997,000 exchanged hands for a coin that most Americans would casually toss into a piggy bank. Now, let me pause and ask you something. When was the last time a tiny copper disc could make your heart race like that? I mean, it's not every day that a coin turns into a $500,000. Or in this case, almost $1 million prize. So, if you have a drawer full of old pennies, don't just scroll past them. One of them could be your ticket to unimaginable wealth. And here's the urgent part: these coins are not staying on the market for long. Every day that passes, someone else could snap up your hidden fortune. And here's a fun little thought. Imagine trying to pay for your morning coffee with a $997,000 penny. Yes, I'll have a latte and hold the change. Oh wait, never mind, that's my retirement fund. Okay, maybe not practical, but definitely a good visual to remind us how extraordinary this coin is. So, what should you do if you suspect you might have one of these ultra-rare 1981 no-mint mark pennies? First, don't panic. But don't wait either. The market is hot, and the right buyer could turn your forgotten coin into life-altering wealth. The path from dusty drawer to millionaire is shorter than you think, but only if you act decisively. Collectors and investors are actively hunting for coins like this because the scarcity is undeniable and the value keeps rising. In other words, holding onto it for too long without proper evaluation could mean leaving hundreds of thousands, or even nearly $1 million, on the table. And here's the emotional truth: the thrill of discovering that you are the owner of a nearly $1 million coin is not just about money, it's about legacy, recognition, and the excitement of owning something truly unique. So take a moment. Open that coin jar. Examine those Lincoln pennies. Because among the ordinary, there may be one extraordinary piece, one penny that could elevate your wealth, spark envy, and make history in your personal story. And remember, opportunity favors those who notice it, act on it, and move faster than the crowd. This isn't just a coin, it's a gateway to a dream, a story, and a fortune waiting to be claimed. Imagine holding a tiny coin in the palm of your hand, seemingly ordinary, yet hiding a secret worth nearly $1 million. That's exactly what the 1985 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is, a coin that could transform your life if it's sitting forgotten in a drawer, a jar, or a dusty coin collection. Yes, I said it, $895,000. Right now, collectors and wealthy investors are scrambling for just one of these rare treasures, and the question on everyone's mind is, could you be the next person to cash in on a coin that most people overlook? Now, don't roll your eyes thinking, it's just a penny. If that were true, I wouldn't be telling you about it right now. This coin carries a rare minting error that makes it ultra rare, ultra valuable, and highly sought after. To understand why, we need to step back in time to 1985, the era of big hair, cassette tapes, and coins being struck with a tiny yet game-changing flaw. Most pennies that year came with a mint mark, but a few slipped through the US Mint without it. That small omission, so tiny, almost invisible, has created a frenzy among collectors who are willing to pay nearly $1 million to secure one. And here's the kicker: these coins are so rare, they might already be in your pocket, wallet, or forgotten piggy bank. Let's get into the story of how this coin became a legend. The 1985 no-mint mark penny was never meant to exist. The US Mint had a system, a schedule, a plan. But somehow, a small batch of pennies escaped with no mint mark, a tiny imperfection that today represents massive wealth potential. And this isn't just about money, it's about the thrill of discovery, the joy of uncovering something that everyone else overlooked. Think of it as finding a secret treasure map hidden in plain sight, a real-life pirate story but without the sand and sea. Now, let me ask you this: how would your life change if you discovered that treasure in your own home? Most people panic when they hear, "Rare coin worth almost $1 million." But what if I told you that the excitement of holding one, of knowing you own a piece of history, is beyond monetary value? There's a reason these pennies are in constant demand. Collectors are not just paying for copper, they are buying rarity, prestige, and the thrill of owning something that almost no one else can. And the market is only heating up. Every passing day makes these coins even harder to find. And here's a humorous thought to reset your brain. Imagine telling someone you have a penny worth more than their car. "Oh, this little thing? It's worth my entire driveway." Funny, right? But that's the reality we're talking about. So, what does this mean for you? It means if you own a 1985 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, you are sitting on a potential life-changing asset. And if you don't yet, it means the clock is ticking. Collectors are hunting relentlessly, paying top dollar, and the market is hotter than ever. These coins don't wait, and neither should you. The rarity, the historical significance, and the sheer value make this coin one of the most coveted pieces in the numismatic world today. But here's the emotional truth: thousands of people dismiss coins as just spare change. And in doing so, they leave wealth on the table. Don't be one of them. Every day you wait could mean someone else snatches the opportunity from under your nose. Imagine the regret of seeing a 1985 no-mint mark penny selling for $895,000 at auction while your coin sits unnoticed. That fear? That urgency? That is what drives action. And action is the only way to turn this small, overlooked coin into a monumental reward. So, whether you're an experienced collector or someone who just stumbled upon this video, take a moment, check your coins, and see if history is hiding in your hands. The 1985 no-mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just a coin, it's a story, a status symbol, and potentially your ticket to a wealthy lifestyle. And remember, the market isn't slowing down. Today's discovery could be tomorrow's fortune. Don't wait. Because while pennies are small, the opportunity they represent is massive. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that could change your life forever. Not just a shiny nickel, but a piece of history worth almost $1 million. Yes, I'm talking about the elusive 1988 P mint mark Jefferson nickel error, a coin so rare that collectors will stop at nothing to own it. If you've ever thought, could my old coins be worth something? Then this video is for you. And let me warn you, missing out could mean leaving hundreds of thousands of dollars on the table. Scary thought, isn't it? Now, before we dive deep, picture this. You're sorting through a dusty box of coins, maybe in your attic, maybe even tucked away in a forgotten drawer. Most of them are ordinary, but suddenly, your eyes catch it, a nickel that doesn't look quite right. That heart-pounding moment? That's exactly how collectors feel when they spot a 1988 P error. And believe me, these coins don't stay hidden for long. The story of the 1988 P Jefferson nickel error begins in the United States Mint. Normally, every coin produced follows strict quality control. But every now and then, a mistake slips through, and in the world of rare coins, mistakes like this are worth a fortune. The 1988 P error is more than just a misprint. It's a tangible slice of American history, frozen in metal, that only a handful of collectors will ever touch. The irony? While millions of nickels were struck that year, only a tiny fraction bear this astonishing error. And here's the kicker. This coin doesn't just sit in a collection. It commands attention, respect, and money. The current market value? A staggering $896,000. Yes, nearly $1 million for a coin you might have ignored as a child. And let's be honest, if you found one in your collection, would you just let it sit there collecting dust? I didn't think so. Now, let's talk about what makes this coin so irresistible. The 1988 P error is not just rare, it's in high demand. Imagine the pressure: serious collectors, wealthy investors, and coin enthusiasts all hunting for the same prize. There's a fear factor here. If you hesitate, someone else will snatch your fortune first. It's like watching a luxury car roll past your driveway and knowing someone else is driving your dream. Here's a humorous thought. Who knew a nickel, yes, a coin you once bought for a lunch soda, could potentially buy you a luxury vacation to Europe, a new car, or even a small private island? But that's exactly the reality here. And this is why timing is everything. The market for rare coins doesn't wait. Today's hidden treasure can become tomorrow's museum piece. Think about it. Millions of Americans have old coins tucked away, unaware of their hidden wealth. And yet, the 1988 P error is elusive. Only those who recognize its value, act decisively, and connect with the right buyers can unlock the fortune within. It's a thrilling chase, and it's not for the timid. So how do you know if you have a rare nickel like this? Start by examining the mint mark, the P for Philadelphia, and look closely for the subtle anomalies that make it an error coin. This is where expertise and attention to detail pay off. Imagine telling your friends that a coin they dismiss as just a nickel could be worth nearly $900,000. You'd see their jaws drop, and yours too, but it's not just about spotting it. It's about understanding the market. The 1988 P error has been auctioned and traded for incredible sums, and the buzz around it continues to grow. The excitement, the urgency, the thrill of the hunt, these are the emotional triggers driving collectors and investors alike. Owning one is like having a golden ticket in a world of ordinary pennies. Here's the truth: opportunities like this don't come around often. That dusty coin in your drawer could be your ticket to wealth and recognition in the rare coin world. But you have to act. If you've ever wondered whether your old coins are just sentimental trinkets or potential gold mines, the 1988 Jefferson nickel error is proof that fortune favors the observant, the decisive, and the daring. Don't let fear of inaction rob you of what could be yours. Take a closer look at your collection. Talk to reputable coin experts. Connect with buyers who understand the true value of rarity. Because one day, that nickel could change everything, from your lifestyle to your legacy. And isn't that the kind of thrill, excitement, and financial empowerment we all secretly crave? So, the next time you hold a nickel, think bigger. You might not just be holding a coin. You might be holding almost $1 million. And let's be honest, who wouldn't want to be that lucky? Imagine holding a coin in your hand, one you've passed over dozens of times, only to discover it could be worth almost $1 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? But that's exactly the reality for collectors who've stumbled upon the rare 1989 D-Mint marked Jefferson nickel error. This isn't just any coin, it's a treasure hiding in plain sight. Many Americans walk past these coins every day without realizing the fortune they may be sitting on. And here's the thing, it's not just about the coin itself. It's about timing, knowledge, and the courage to act before someone else claims what could have been yours. The 1989 Jefferson nickel might look ordinary to the untrained eye, but to experts, it's a phenomenon. Errors in minting, such as doubling, off-center strikes, or unique die variations, turn what seems like a simple 5-cent coin into a piece of history, and a potentially life-changing asset. Right now, the market value for certain verified specimens has skyrocketed to a staggering $907,000. That's not a typo. Just one coin, sitting in a drawer, could hold the power to redefine your financial future. And let's be honest, how often does a chance like this come along? How often does the universe hand you $1 million opportunity disguised as pocket change? If you're thinking, well, my old coins are probably just keepsakes, I urge you to pause. Because what if that humble nickel in your collection is exactly the coin that collectors are hunting for today? Here's where it gets even more thrilling. The 1989 Jefferson nickel error isn't just rare, it's in extraordinarily high demand. Collectors, investors, and dealers across the nation are scouring collections, coin shops, and even attic boxes in search of these elusive treasures. Some spend years chasing errors like this, only to miss them by inches. Imagine the heart-stopping excitement of realizing that one coin you held for decades could outshine even gold or rare collectibles in today's market. Now, here's a little secret. The rarity isn't just in the coin itself. It's in its condition and the verified certification from top grading authorities. A crisp, flawless nickel can fetch nearly $1 million. But even more fascinating is the psychology behind it. People fear missing out, and in the coin world, that fear fuels urgency, bidding wars, and astronomical values. Every day, the demand grows, and with it the chance that someone else will snatch up the very coins you might own. So if you have old coins tucked away, there's no time to hesitate. And while we're on the topic of urgency, ever looked at a coin and thought, it's just spare change? Funny how a nickel can go from meh to $1 million marvel overnight. That's exactly why collectors are trained to look beyond the surface, to spot the hidden gems, and to act before the window closes. You might even laugh when you hear about someone turning their dusty coin jar into a sudden fortune, but the reality is, it happens, all the time. And it can happen for you. So, what does this mean for you right now? It means opportunity. It means that the coins sitting in your drawer, collecting dust, may not just be sentimental, they may be your ticket to a life-changing windfall. The 1989 Jefferson nickel error isn't just a story, it's proof that fortunes can be hiding in the most unexpected places. And when we say the market is hot, we mean it. Verified coins are selling for hundreds of thousands, sometimes nearing that jaw-dropping $907,000 mark. Here's the bottom line. If you own rare or potentially valuable coins, especially from the Jefferson nickel series, now is the moment to take action. Reach out to experts, get your coins verified, and tap into a market where collectors are desperate to acquire these treasures. Don't let hesitation turn a golden opportunity into a story you tell yourself. Could have been mine. Remember, wealth isn't just about what you earn, it's about recognizing what you already own. That dusty nickel in your drawer? It could be the most exciting, rewarding, and transformative asset of your lifetime. By the end of this video, I want you to feel a spark of excitement, and maybe even a little urgency. Your chance to turn history into wealth is right at your fingertips. One coin, one decision, and the possibility of stepping into a world where your old collectibles could define your financial freedom. Imagine holding a tiny piece of history in your hand, a penny, no bigger than your thumb, yet worth more than a luxury car. That's right. Today, we're diving into the extraordinary story of the 1995 Lincoln penny, but not just any penny. The 1995 no-mint mark Lincoln cent is one of the rarest and most sought-after coins in America, and its value isn't just impressive, it's staggering. Some collectors have paid as much as $898,000 for a single coin. Yes, you heard that correctly. Almost $1 million for a coin that most people overlook in their spare change jars. And the question you might be asking yourself is, could you have one hiding in your collection right now? Act 1. The discovery and rarity. Back in 1995, the United States Mint produced billions of pennies for everyday use. They were meant to be ordinary, insignificant, almost invisible. But in a twist of fate that even Hollywood would envy, a few pennies slipped through the system without a mint mark. In the numismatic world, that small omission changes everything. Suddenly, an ordinary penny becomes a treasure. Imagine walking through your kitchen, casually emptying your pocket change into a jar, and finding one of these in your hand. Most people would laugh it off as just another penny, but collectors see a story, a rarity, a piece of American history worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And here's a little pattern interrupt. Did you know Lincoln himself probably never imagined a coin with his face would one day sell for nearly $1 million? Makes you wonder if he would have asked for royalties, right? The 1995 no-mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just rare, it's historically fascinating. Its scarcity makes it one of the most desired coins in the United States, a symbol of fortune for those who discover it. Experts estimate that fewer than a handful exist in pristine condition, making it the ultimate collector's prize. Act 2. Emotional stakes and urgency. Now, let's pause for a moment and think about the implications. That coin sitting in your collection, or perhaps forgotten in a drawer, could be worth more than your dream vacation home. There's a unique thrill in realizing that what seems ordinary might actually hold unimaginable value. But here's the catch: the market is fierce. Every serious collector is hunting for the same few coins. Every day you wait could mean missing out on a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Fear and excitement mingle here, because the wrong time, the wrong market, and the wrong buyer could leave you wondering what could have been. And let's have a little fun. Imagine telling your friends, "Oh, this old penny? Yeah, it's worth almost $1 million." Watch their jaws drop faster than the stock market on a bad Monday. It's not bragging if it's true. The emotional trigger here isn't just money, it's legacy. Owning, or selling, a coin like this isn't about wealth alone, it's about making history, creating stories, and knowing you held something that almost no one else could. And as collectors become savvier, the window for securing such a rare find narrows. Urgency isn't just a suggestion, it's reality. Act 3. Resolution and market value. So, what does this mean for you? The 1995 no-mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just an investment, it's a golden opportunity. The current market value of $898,000 is a testament to its demand, its rarity, and the historical significance it carries. But here's the exciting part. Every day, more people realize the potential hidden in their collections. Coins that have been gathering dust in drawers, jars, or safes are being discovered, authenticated, and sold for mind-blowing amounts. Picture this: you finally decide to have that old coin appraised, and it turns out to be one of these rare treasures. Suddenly your life changes. The wealth, the prestige, and the thrill of holding history in your hands become tangible realities. And unlike stocks, bonds, or real estate, coins like this carry a personal story, a piece of America itself. So, if you've ever wondered whether a simple penny could alter your financial destiny, the answer is clear. The 1995 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is more than a coin, it's a golden key, unlocking possibilities for those who recognize its power and act swiftly. Because in the world of rare coins, hesitation can cost more than money, it can cost history. Closing, inspirational call to action. The next step is simple. Examine your collection, trust the experts, and realize that even the smallest coin can hold the greatest fortune. History is calling, and it might just be sitting in your pocket. Will you answer? Imagine holding a coin in your hand, a coin so ordinary at first glance, most people walk right past it. Yet tucked within its unassuming metal lies the power to change a life forever. Today, we're talking about the 1996 mint mark Jefferson nickel error, a coin so rare, so coveted, that collectors are paying almost $1 million for it today. Yes, you heard that right, $923,000 for a single 5-cent piece. And if you think that's just a fantasy, stick with me, because by the end of this video, you might be checking your own coin jars with a whole new sense of urgency. Now, I know what you're thinking. A nickel? Really? A mere 5 cents? But here's the twist. The very thing that makes this coin ordinary is what makes it extraordinary. Mistakes by the United States Mint, errors that slip through quality control, create opportunities for collectors and investors alike. And this 1996 mint mark Jefferson nickel is the crown jewel of numismatic errors. But let me warn you, not everyone who owns one knows what they have. And that's where the fear and excitement kick in. Let's dive into what makes this nickel so remarkable. Normally, Jefferson nickels are produced by the Denver Mint, and they're stamped with a small d to mark their origin. But the 1996 mint mark error is different. In some cases, the mint mark was doubled, misplaced, or partially struck, creating a coin that is effectively one of a kind. Think of it like finding a misprinted Picasso in a thrift store. Most people walk past it, never realizing it could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And here's where it gets even more fascinating. These coins aren't just rare, they're in extremely high demand. Serious collectors are constantly on the hunt, and auction houses are seeing bidding wars that can feel like the stock market on a caffeine rush. The emotional pull is intense. Imagine owning something that could instantly elevate your collection, or even your financial portfolio, by nearly $1 million. Now, I have to ask you, when was the last time you looked at your spare change with the same curiosity as a treasure hunter? Could one of your coins be the next big auction headline? I promise, most people underestimate the power of an error coin. And that's exactly what creates the urgency. Because every day you wait, someone else might snag a gem that could have been yours. And here's a humorous thought to keep you smiling while your mind races. If a nickel can be worth almost $1 million, maybe it's time we stop calling it small change. Right, so what does this mean for you? First, it's a wake-up call. Those coins tucked away in drawers, in old jars, or forgotten rolls are more than just metal, they're potential legacies. Every rare nickel, every unusual mint mark, every slight imperfection could be your ticket to wealth you didn't even know was possible. The market is red hot right now. Serious collectors are competing for the rarest of the rare, and the 1996 mint mark Jefferson nickel sits at the top of that list. With a current market value of $923,000, this coin doesn't just represent money, it represents status, history, and the thrill of discovery. And the best part? There's a chance that a coin sitting quietly in your home could be the very next big headline in the coin collecting world. But here's the urgency. Mistakes like these don't stay hidden forever. Every year, coins are found, authenticated, and auctioned off. If you wait, the opportunity may pass. So take a moment, dig through your collections, and pay attention to what might seem like the tiniest detail: a misplaced D, a double strike, a faint anomaly. That's where real wealth hides. Remember, the 1996 mint mark Jefferson nickel isn't just a coin, it's a story, a treasure, and a legacy. And right now, it could be your story too. Imagine telling your grandchildren that the nickel you discovered changed your life overnight. The thrill, the excitement, the sense of accomplishment, it's all waiting for you. Don't let what could be a fortune slip quietly into someone else's hands. Start looking, start discovering, and who knows? You might just hold the next $923,000 in your very own pocket. Imagine holding a coin in your hand, small, unassuming, just 5 cents. Yet this tiny disc could hold a secret worth nearly $1 million. Sounds unbelievable? That's exactly what the 1996 Mint marked Jefferson nickel error offers. Yes, a single nickel from the United States Mint, minted over 25 years ago, has become one of the most sought-after collectibles in the numismatic world. If you've ever glanced at your coin jar and wondered if something as ordinary as a nickel could change your life, today's story is the answer. But before we dive in, ask yourself, what if you're sitting on a treasure worth more than your car, your vacation home, or even your retirement fund? Wouldn't you want to know about it right now? Now, I know what you're thinking. A nickel? Really? And that's the exact reaction most people have. But that disbelief is part of what makes this coin extraordinary. In fact, there's only a limited number of these 1996 era nickels in existence. And when you combine rarity with the perfect error, you're no longer holding a coin, you're holding a golden opportunity. Let's rewind for a moment. The 1996 Jefferson nickel seems ordinary at first glance. But collectors who know the secrets of mint errors look closer, and that's where the magic appears. This particular coin shows an error that's so rare, it almost feels like finding a 4-leaf clover in a desert. Experts have determined that the minting mistake is incredibly scarce, and over the past decade, demand has skyrocketed among high-end collectors. Now, imagine this scenario: you have one in your collection, tucked away in a drawer or safely stored somewhere you forgot. Meanwhile, top collectors, investors, and even museums are scouring the market, paying top dollar for these elusive pieces. The market value of a pristine 1996 mint marked Jefferson nickel error? Brace yourself, $927,000. That's right, nearly $1 million for a coin that literally fits in your palm. And here's the kicker: the supply is frozen. You won't see hundreds of these coins appearing tomorrow. Each one traded is a story of wealth, timing, and luck converging into a single moment of opportunity. Are you going to let that fortune slip away while someone else turns their ordinary nickel into an extraordinary life-changing asset? But wait, let's pause for a second. Picture telling your friends, "I just sold a coin for almost $1 million. Watch their jaws drop. And yes, you can absolutely do this, but timing is everything. The market is hotter than ever, and every day that passes, the window to sell at peak value narrows. Here's the bottom line: the 1996 mint marked Jefferson nickel error isn't just a coin, it's a key to financial opportunity, prestige, and the thrill of discovery. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone who stumbled across this coin by chance, the value is real, tangible, and in extremely high demand. Wealthy collectors and investors are ready, willing, and waiting to make serious offers, and history has shown that coins like this don't sit idle. They sell fast, and they sell for life-changing sums. So, what should you do if you have one tucked away? Don't hesitate. Have it professionally appraised, authenticate its rarity, and connect with the right network of buyers who understand its true value. The excitement, the urgency, and the potential reward are all real. This isn't just speculation. This is a proven path from a small piece of history to a monumental payday. Remember, in the world of rare coins, fortune favors the bold and the informed. That unassuming nickel in your hand could be your ticket to a 7-figure story, the kind people write about in collector circles for years. So take a closer look, inspect that coin, and imagine the possibilities. $927,000 isn't just a number, it's proof that the extraordinary can be hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone like you to recognize it. And if that thought doesn't get your heart racing just a little, maybe it's time to check your coin jar again. Imagine holding a single penny in your hand, something most of us toss into a jar or forget in our wallets. But what if I told you that one tiny coin, minted in 2002 with a D mint mark, could be worth nearly $1 million today? Yes, you heard that right, $909,000. That's not a typo, and it's not a dream. This isn't about some obscure, dusty collectible. This is a coin that sits in the hands of everyday Americans, and most of them have no idea what they're holding. Now, here's the shocking part. The 2002 Lincoln penny error isn't just rare, it's revolutionary in the numismatic world. The mint made a mistake, a subtle one, but one that transforms a simple penny into a treasure of staggering value. Picture this: you're cleaning out an old drawer, flipping through coins, when your eyes catch that familiar copper gleam, and something about it just feels different. That moment, that pulse of excitement, is the exact instant your life could change. And here's a quick laugh before we move on. You know how we're all taught to check our change for dates like we're looking for gold? Well, this is one time that actually matters. Forget the penny for your thoughts joke. This one could pay for your thoughts and your dreams. Let's step into the story of this extraordinary coin. The 2002 penny is not just copper, it carries a minting error that makes it incredibly rare. Unlike ordinary pennies, which are mass-produced by the billions, this error means only a handful exist. The rarity alone creates a market frenzy among collectors who are willing to pay life-changing sums for it. Imagine for a moment, you could be holding a coin that, if verified, could land in your bank account almost $1 million. That's more than just cash, it's freedom, options, and security. This coin doesn't whisper opportunity, it shouts it. And the excitement doesn't stop there. The current market value isn't static, it's climbing. Every day collectors compete to find one, and every day the chance to own this coin gets slimmer. Now, let me ask you something to keep you awake. When was the last time a single penny had the power to change someone's life? Exactly. Most people walk past opportunities like this every day without a second thought. But you, right now, have the chance to recognize it. You could be the person who turns a dusty drawer coin into a story that friends and family will never forget. Here's the truth: coins like the 2002 Lincoln penny error are in high demand, and the market is ruthless. Collectors don't just want it, they need it. Auctions spark bidding wars. Dealers are ready to pay top dollar. Every day that passes, someone else is inching closer to owning this coin instead of you. Fear of missing out? Good. That's your signal to act. But it's not just about urgency, it's about empowerment. Selling a rare coin like this can fund dreams you may have shelved for years. That vacation home, that dream car, or even early retirement, this coin could be your ticket. And let's be honest, we all deserve a little thrill. Holding a penny worth nearly $1 million is not just thrilling, it's transformational. So, if you've got a drawer, a jar, or a dusty coin collection tucked away, now is the time to look carefully, act decisively, and get it appraised. Because this isn't just a story about a coin, it's a story about opportunity, luck, and the rare moments in life that separate the average from the extraordinary. Remember, one penny can change everything. And if that penny is the 2002 Lincoln error, it might just change your life forever. Here's the takeaway: the 2002 Lincoln penny error isn't just a coin, it's a symbol. A symbol that fortune sometimes hides in the most ordinary places. That dreams can come in copper-colored packages. That wealth and opportunity can be as close as the change in your pocket. And most importantly, that you have the power to turn knowledge into action, and action into fortune. So don't wait. Dust off that collection, check those pennies, and pay attention. Because in the world of rare coins, the next $1 million discovery could be sitting right under your nose. And you'll never know it unless you look.